This is the Galeon 450 HTC. So this is a coupe style of boat. We've got the hardtop on here, no flybridge. It is, as I say, very much the coupe sleek styling. And as ever with Galeon, a lot of moving parts. That's what it looks like when it's underway. Smart looking boat, isn't it? So I'm going to take you on board and give you the full tour. There's a load to talk about on here. And we're going to start with this bathing platform. It's a high-load platform on this one. Take about a 2.8 metre tender on there. This one here is a ladder down into the water. It's quick and easy to get to. However, if you're anchored up somewhere and swimming, what you do is you lower this and these become stairs down into the water, which is very neat. And talking of very neat, there's some nice storage areas down underneath here. Hang on, let's give it a twist. There we are. So canopies or fenders or that sort of thing, you can get tucked away in there. Also, that little button there allows us to open this, and we've got the grill on the back here. We've got the sink, and there's a little ice chest there as well. There we go. A lot of stuff. We've not even gotten the boat proper yet, including drop balconies. I think I'm right in saying these are an option, but everybody has them because they just give you so much extra space. And I'll show you how these fold up in a minute, because the other side is up. Shore power goes in underneath here, neatly out of the way. But yeah, that really increases this space here. And of course you've got these drop-in rails then that go around to protect that. And then here is the cockpit. There's a couple of things to talk about here. The table will fold out to double its size. We've got, of course, as you can see, the seating around here, but also you've got an adjustable section here. If I find the right switch, which is on this side, we want sun awning extend. So depending whether you want light or shade, you can adjust that to suit your own preferences. There it goes. And then you can see opposite, we've got the balcony up on this side, so that's what it looks like when those are in the raised position. So you've got really high bulwarks then to walk around the boat, and of course that then drops flat, same to the other side. The doors open right out to the edges. Look at this. So you've got like the sort of the twin bifold doors, gives you a massive opening here. And what you can do with this is this seat here we can lift and we can spin it round. There we go. And that basically just gives you a massive party zone then, right the way through. Those doors open. Or bring it back in and it links up with the dinette that's inside, and there's more because, there we go, that backrest, feast of moving parts these boats, aren't they? There we go, you can do that, and that gives you a very nice sheltered little nook looking out across the back of the boat. And in fact that pivoting backrest is echoed by one here, so you can see how that moves that the other way, and you can sit there then with your back against here facing out across the balcony. Very nice. Let's keep on going. Loads of storage tucked away up in places like this, and you can see it all the way around all of this like so. We've got the electrical panel up here. There's a generator on this one, there's air conditioning on this one, Fusion stereo is there as well, and the light switches across here. This is just storage then down underneath here and down underneath there, and you have a TV that rises out of here. Some nice lighting. This table will drop down. There is an infill cushion for that, so if you want that like a day bed, watching a bit of TV, then you can do, or a very occasional berth. All of this wood is configurable, so there's loads and loads of different choices of wood colour and finish that you can have for this. And the floor does have carpets. They're over carpets. They've got them up for the boat show, and it reveals the hard wearing floor that's underneath, which is a nice thing. So in the winter you might want your carpets down. In the summer when people are rushing in and out in the water and that sort of thing, you might want this surface instead. Galley is up here. Drawers of course then down along in places like this. We've got of course the sink, the bin, the hob. There's a multifunction oven there, so microwave, conventional oven, that kind of thing. And the fridge is there as well. But there's more that you can do with this area, because firstly you've got a massive sliding side door. Did I say sliding slide door? I did that out later. But yeah, really big space. And also bear in mind that at this sort of size, this is an owner operator boat. You're not going to have a crew. and so that's really helpful when you're coming alongside. You can nip out of there and help with the ropes and things. But there's more that we can do using these buttons here, because we've got sunroof open close. If I hit open, guess what? Sunroof opens. There we go, and it doesn't stop there, because if you look at this window here, and I find the right switch, where's it gone? Port window, open, close. Let's try open, shall we? There we go. Perfect. So now you've really opened this area out. And that's the thing with this kind of coupe setup. It means you've got everybody on the same level. You can have this beautiful and open, which of course you can't do with the flybridge boat, because clearly the flybridge is up there. And it gives you a nice sheltered but airy space. They do a flybridge boat of this size, so if you wanted the flybridge, it can be had instead. But these are very popular, particularly amongst families, perhaps with young kids, because you've not got people going up and downstairs, you've not got the flybridge, but you have got this really sheltered but really open space. A lot to be said for that. Again, here you can choose different colours for the paint finish for this. You can choose different materials for this surface here. A lot of customization. Big one-piece windscreen. We've got a blind across it at the minute. It's one of those sort of slightly opaque blinds, so it's not as clear as it should be. If you're out running, naturally you would take that off. I'll show you that from the outside when we go around the deck. And then the helm itself, we've got the multifunction displays. You can set these up. We're on engine instrumentation at the minute, but of course navigation and all that kind of stuff you can control from there. The Volvo Penta instrumentation you can have on there as well if you want to. It's IPS, so we've got the IPS joystick control as well as the engine controls. We've got zip wake, tabs, and then autopilot, bow thruster, usual kind of stuff, and a switch gear across here for things like the wipers, that window, the anchor winch, engine blowers, all that sort of stuff is all controlled from there. There we go. Galeon. Lovely VHF radio tucked away down there. But yeah, when you sit here, this is a very, very open feeling space with that big sliding door and that big sliding roof and that opening window over there. Works well. Let's go and have a look on the lower deck. Now there's two layout options for this. There's a 2 cabin and there's a 3 cabin, and what we're on here is the 3 cabin. I'll show you this and I'll explain then what the 2 cabin does, or how it differs. So on this one, we've got the forward cabin here. This is a guest cabin. The owner's cabin's further aft. We've got big skylights in the ceiling, very much a Galeon thing. The middle one is an opening one, but we've got sunbeds on at the minute, so you can't really get the full benefit of that. We've got hull windows, as you can see, big hull windows on the side of here, and those rectangular sections are opening sections, and a lot of trick lighting in places like this. That's very Galeon. Storage about the place here, down here, along here, wardrobe just here, that kind of stuff. These little tabs here, so you can pull these off to get to the engineering areas in behind. There we go. Very good. Perfect. And again, engineering accesses in places like these. There we are. The remote control. Interesting. There we are. It's just stop anybody wandering off with it, isn't it? You wouldn't think they would, but you know, you never know. So this one has got a 3rd cabin here with bunk beds in. Big wide beds as well, actually. Look at that. They are a good size. Again, we've got the hanging locker here. And again, we've got simply massive hull windows. When you're lying here, it's almost like there's no sort of bulkhead between you and the water. I can't really get the impression at the minute because we've got a boat alongside us, but you can imagine waking up there if you're on a nice anchorage somewhere would be fantastic, wouldn't it? There are, of course, blinds that drop down over here, and again, more storage up in places like this. There we go, some nice trick lighting in the ceiling. So that is 2 of the cabins. If I reverse up and have a look over here, we'll find the heads which both of these share, but also it is the day heads as well. And we've got the loo in there, and we've got the sink in there. Sink? We've got the shower in there. I'll edit that out later. And we've got a rainfall shower as well. And then that is the sink over on that side. Again, massive hull window. Again, blinds that drop down over it. Big space, isn't it? And then the owner's cabin is back here. So this one has its own private ensuite. That's in here. So the shower then is separate. You can see the glass door for it there. Again, big rainfall shower. Again, very nicely lit. We've got the mirror wave in this one. We've got the basin and we've got the loo down there. There we go. And the cabin itself then, I'll close that one over, is here. Now, she's a mid 40-foot boat, so you've not got full standing headroom right across here. You need a bigger boat for that. If you buy, I think the 50-footer has got that. But on this one, the headroom drops a bit here and here. You have got it here for getting changed, and it is still high enough that when you're sat in bed, it's a nice sort of, you know, open feel. What you can't do is stand up right over there. There's a load of storage down that side. As you can see, there's more over here. There's a little dressing table as well. But yeah, right here where I am, full standing headroom. But get to there and it just drops a bit. You know, it's not the end of the world. You can wander around it perfectly well. It just means you've got to bend over a little bit. Hull windows, more trick lighting. Look at that in the ceiling. Bonkers, isn't it? But it's a big footprint. It's a big cabin. AV equipment is in here as well. Now, I mentioned there's a 2-cabin version. What you can have, if you prefer, is you can lose that cabin 3, and then what happens then is that that heads moves across into there. So that's using sort of this space here, and that means that this bulkhead can come back this way, and that gives you space to put a centerline double bed in the center of here. So if you never want a boat with more than 4 people, that's going to give you a lot more luxury for those 4 people. If you want to be able to sleep 6, or you want to have separate bedrooms for 2 kids or that sort of thing, basically a 3rd cabin would be useful to you, well then you can have it. That's this layout. Just depends how you use the boat. But that, I think, is a very useful space. Not just as a cabin, it's also a really useful space to keep things. Good, that's that. Let's head on out. I'll take you around the decks and then we'll take a look at the engines. So we'll come back here. Let's come right back aft. So where they put blue lighting around underneath here. Lovely. That's that seat that folds over. Drop balcony, as we mentioned. And then we can come forward up here. So this is this massive sliding door next to the helm. Look at that. That's a really good size, isn't it? And if we come around here and step up, helm is there, steps are up here, and that'll bring us out onto the foredeck. So what we've got here, this is what I meant about the cover that's over the windscreen. You can see, obviously, with that removed, how much better your visibility would be. Clearly you would never run with that on. It's just to stop the sun from bleaching the interior, and it just hooks on with these poppers like this. There we go, and that's that massive roof opening. Look at that. And you can see then we've got the sort of the radar arch or spoiler, or call it what you will, across there with the radar up on top. We've got antennas on there, we've got TV aerial and nav lights. There we go. Forward again, we have sunbathing, but also they've put this little seat right at the front, which is nice. It's a lovely place to sit. But what you can do with this is that one there we can lift up, and that one there hinges over and drops into there. Basically, that's what goes on there. And that center one, those are where those hatches are underneath the underneath that forward cabin and the skylights. Right up to the bow then we've got the anchor handling kit up here and the anchor, so inside here, bit of storage underneath that one. There we go. That one then, anchor winch, anchor chain locker. Perfect. Lovely. Let's come on right on around. We'll take a walk down this side. The last thing to talk about then is the engines and the performance, isn't it? So this will loop us around past that big drop galley window. And this is how these work with these up. So you have got walk to room down here, or even room to walk down here. It's been a long day, but it's perfectly manageable. There we go. All right, down underneath here then are the engines. Let's lift that. and we'll find that ladder. And down we go. There we are. IPS, oh, let's take my hand out of there. There we go. IPS, I try again. IPS 650s. I don't know why I found that difficult to say, but there it is. That's what we've got in here. 2 of them. And they are 480 horsepower each. They're going to give this boat over 30 knots, about 33 flat out I've got, and cruising therefore in the mid-20s. And you're probably about a couple of 100-mile range at that sort of speed, as ever. And drop the speed back, right back, you'll get a lot further. I'm really tripping over my words today, aren't I? Fisher Panda generator lives back in that corner. We've got big batteries down here as well, as you can see. Some nice lighting down here. There's those engine vents. And that one there is the air conditioning system. That one there is a tank of some description. Diesel tank, there we go. That's what that is, it says so on it. There's one opposite as well. More batteries along here. Battery switches on the bulkhead there. And yeah, there's the other tank on that side. Those are the fuel filters there. Very good. That's about it, isn't it? Not a bad engine space though, is it? Excellent. Right. That's about the size of that, I think. The silver stuff is all soundproofing up here, just to help to keep the noise levels down a bit. Perfect. Up we come. Let's come out of there. There we are. We'll drop that one back down. And I think we'll finish up on the bow. Seems like a good place, and also a little bit quieter from that music. There we go, welcome to Palma. This is the Palma Boat Show in all its sunny glory. Fantastic. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. Massive thanks to Argo Yachting for organising that tour. Massive thanks, as ever, to you guys for watching it. Let me know what you think of that one. We'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.